Hi, I'm William G. Allen, not a spokesperson for Norfolk Southern Railway. You may know our company for the train derailment and subsequent chemical bomb detonation that occurred in a small Ohio town earlier this year, but I'm here to talk to you about things you may not know our company for, such as the 163 other train derailments that have occurred under our watch every year for the last decade. You may have heard some talk about how the Rail Workers Union was warning that something like this was bound to happen if we don't update our safety procedures and stop gutting our workforce. I understand these may seem like simple, straightforward answers, but they're simply not, and instead serve to highlight the disconnect between unions and job creators. Updating our safety practices to be more advanced than those of the 1850s and maintaining a stable, healthy workforce costs money. Money that could instead be used to pay lobbyists so we don't have to do those things. These things just go to show that the unions are grossly misinformed. The fuck was that? They don't have your best interests at heart. They want to forcibly roll you up into their collective, and once they have you in their grasp, they will suck you dry via union fees. You're going to be paying $80 a month, and for what? A 15% raise, better job security, more free time to spend with your kids? It just doesn't make sense. You're going to be paying $80 to spend time with your kids? You couldn't pay me $80 to spend time with my kids. Aside from that, derailments are a crucial part of rail work. You know, going through major workplace incidents is one of the best team-building exercises a workforce can experience. The constant threat of a derailment keeps our workers alert and aware, which is vital when working with such dangerous, heavy machinery. That constant feed of anxious adrenaline can help keep them awake when it's 11 p.m. on Wednesday and they've been on the job site since 9 a.m. Tuesday. We have a minimum number of train derailments we must hit every single year. In our beautiful, freedom-loving country, it is vital that people don't think too highly of rail infrastructure the way they do in those communist countries like China, Japan, and Europe. And I'm proud to say we've consistently gone above and beyond our goals. And besides, it's just a whole lot cheaper to pay to clean up the slight damages when a train derails than it is to constantly be paying to prevent that from happening. Now, enough about unions and why derailments are vital. Let's talk about the people who really matter in this situation. Guys, all the mean things you're saying on the internet are really hurting the feelings of our board members. Please, just try to remember that they were once people too. Okay, and I guess we can talk about the people who live in East Palestine too, or whatever. When I first got word of this horrible tragedy, I said, surely there must have been someone who could have done something to prevent this. Then some lower level managers insisted that I and other higher ups of the company were the people who could have done something to prevent this. And when I first got word of that, I said, surely this accident was completely unavoidable. No one could have predicted this tragedy, and looking for someone to blame simply wastes time that would be better spent looking towards the future together and trying to make things right. It has not gone unnoticed that this incident has caused upheaval in the lives of those who live in East Palestine. Many fear they'll never be able to live in their homes safely again. Many fear for their health, and they look to us to take responsibility for what happened and provide financial assistance to the community. While we can never undo what happened, we can at least try to reduce the impact this incident has had on those who lived in the area. Now, putting a monetary value on a human life is a foolish philosophical endeavor. I mean, where would you even start? So at first, we were just going to offer nothing and just, let the universe unfold as it will. Because if you ask us, a human life is worthless. No, sir, it's priceless. What? A human life is priceless. Sorry. Because if you ask us, a human life is priceless. To our shock, this was not the conclusion the general public came to, and they insisted that you can put a dollar value on a human life. So, okay, we contacted our ethics department and asked them how much does a human life cost, and they came back with, I don't know, it can't be more than like $7. So, after some internal discussion, we settled on $5 per resident, $25,000. To our shock, our gracious offer, which may I remind you is infinite percent more than our original offer, was met with scorn and resentment. So, okay. After confirming with our accounting department that any expense related to this incident is tax deductible, could just be written off as a business loss. We are now dedicated to committing $1 million to East Palestine. Which, I mean, if we're being serious, having to pay to fix things kind of paints the situation in a bad light. Not to say that it isn't a bad situation, I'm just saying we should look at the silver lining, see both sides of the argument. We've given your town a new eye-catching landmark. We've gotten reports that foxes, rabbits, and other small wildlife have all but vanished since the incident, so you're welcome for the free pest removal. Rivers, once teeming with fish, now lie empty. Honestly, that doesn't really concern you or me. I hear that Nestle is in the process of purchasing every body of water on Earth, so take it up with them if you really care that much. And just as derailments are great team building experiences for our workforce, I'm sure you all feel a much greater sense of community now that you've shared this traumatic experience. So I'm just saying, before you pass judgment, try to look at every side of the story. And you can trust me as an unbiased opinion haver, because once again, I am William G. Allen, not a spokesperson for Norfolk Southern Railway.